And now we know how our flame retardant entered the game. Nice work. There might be a clue on this video. Hit play to watch the whole thing, then look frame by frame using the controls. If you find a frame that reveals new evidence, you can click to digitally enhance it. Nothing interesting on this frame. What do we have here? Pedal with a missing screw. Printed pedal diagram. Todd may have given his life to Bullet Train, but it could be Bullet Train gave their lives to Todd.
Hey, what's up? He's on his way to interrogation now.
What?
Todd, you surprise me. You're not just a backstage boy. You're a player. A beauty like Andrea, man. Surprised the tape didn't melt. All it lacks is audio and maybe some funky 70s disco.
Cut me a break, guys. I said Andrea and me hit it off, so I wanted a video to remember it by. Well, if that makes me a pervert, I got a lot of company. It's not like I was gonna put it on the internet or anything.
That echo pedal and the schematics in your quarters made it onto your tape and gave us something to remember you by.
No way. That's a fuzzy, awful homemade video. You could never see stuff that small.
Maybe Andrea dug you, or maybe she was using you. But you didn't care. Either way, you jumped from stalker to rocker of her world. Only small world, The rest of the band was, too. So you rig the pedal, but forget to put back the screw. The boys blasting that fire extinguisher, while the two of you were making it, that pushed you over. That erased any doubt, and the plan went from half daydream to full reality.
No.
Afterward, you went to Eddie's studio, and as soon as he left, planted evidence against him. What went wrong, Todd? Was it finding out Andrea was riding the entire train? Or did you decide if you couldn't have her, nobody could?
It wasn't supposed to be that way. I had no way of knowing those stupid bastards would take their boots off and get into it like that, holding on to her, and her mic, and the mic stand. Hell. But they liked her more than Kathy, didn't they? Wanted Andrea to win. She put the idea in my head. She told me if Andrea was gone, if she were around, I could really be part of the band. Only with Andrea, I'd always be just a nothing. Always a nobody. Then she said frame Eddie and be the train's manager. And none of those guys would ever push me around again. No, you're not listening. Kathy. That's not Andrea on the tape, it's Kathy. Kathy's the one that slept with me. Kathy's the one who slept with the band, not Andrea. She had more class than that. She was good. Too good for the train. Too good for me.
Okay, so Kathy dresses up like Andrea for a little role play in the hay. Then Kathy explains how you can have it all. Just reverse a little electrical switch and take Andrea out of the game.
Doesn't look like Kathy on the tape.
It's her, all right. She said she found a memo in Eddie's studio about rigging the contest against her. She knew I was in a bad way over Andrea. So she started coming on to me. When, she was through servicing the band. She'd wear Andrea's clothes and put on a wig, and it was like I always dreamed. And Kathy said it would be like this all the time for me if she won. She made me feel like a winner for once. I never meant to hurt the boys. Suddenly they take off their shoes like Andrea, and I couldn't stop it. It was a total accident, a nightmare right in front of my face. Yeah, they could be mean, but I loved their music, and they were my whole life for as long as I can remember. I just wanted to be in a place where they'd have to respect me. Go ahead, arrest me. I deserve it for stupidity. But you've got to stop her. Kathy's the evil one. Look, that jet is mic'd to record audio for the TV show. There's a drawer just under the TV bar on the plane where the daily tapes are stored. You're gonna find tape 23 real interesting, especially about 3 hours in.
Hey, you need a hint? I might be able to help you, but remember, it might count against you in your evaluation. I've updated your case file with a hint. Hey, you need a hint? I might be able to help you, but remember, it might count against you in your evaluation. I've updated your case file with a hint.
This is what you want, isn't it? This is what you've dreamed of. I'm the dream of her, and you can have that dream anytime, baby. Anytime. If you get rid of the nightmare, the her that won't give you the time of day. And I'll be her for you, for the band. And they won't laugh at you anymore. Not when you're the manager. Just do it. Do it. Rig the pedal. Smart man like you. It's easy. Use those schematics. You can figure it out in a second.
Surprise, Stinkley! What?
Well, that confirms Todd's story. He was coerced into rigging the echo pedal. Let's do a voice comparison to be sure it's Kathy. Those aren't a match. Nice work. That's the bona fide imitation Andrea. Kathy Cantanta. So it seems Todd never did have a relationship with Andrea, except in his fevered imagination. So he settled on the runner-up. Let's bring her in.
Hey, what's up?
I got nothing to give a hint about right now, partner.
Voice comparison proves that Kathy is the one who sexually coerced Todd into committing murder. Nice work. Without it, she might have skated.
And he's named you as an accomplice.
I'm not surprised Todd was responsible, but you better think again about trying to bring me into it. That lunatic acted alone.
Actually, it was a duet. And we have one of your most spirited performances on tape. See how many notes it takes you to name this tune.
Just do it. Do it. Rig the pedal. Smart man like you. It's easy. Use those schematics. You can figure it out in a second.
Well, that's not me. That's Andrea.
A reasonable facsimile of Andrea, but forensic voice analysis confirms the voice is yours.
No way. That's not me.
You may want to sing a different tune after you hear our rendition. Todd had a major yen for Andrea, who the band had pegged for their new lead singer. She snubbed Todd, and you stepped in, helped him live out his fantasy. And in the heat of that, you offered him so much more, a position of respect with his precious train. All he had to do was arrange an accident for Andrea, the woman who spurned him, plus help pin it on Eddie, eliminating him from the show before he could eliminate you.
You downloaded and printed the echo pedal schematics on Eddie's computer so Todd could alter it. You sold Todd by plying him with the loving attention Andrea refused him. You removed the competition, and a bonus track, the band that spurned you.
You become Train's last lead singer with those Train tracks in the can and go on to a high-profile solo career. Sweet.
I want a lawyer. You people are trying to railroad me.
Well, that's a new one, Kathy.
What do you mean?
First time I heard you sing the blues. Well, those hard-rocking dinosaurs may have had careers near extinction. But they, and the young and talented Andrea, just didn't deserve to meet Elvis so soon. On the flip side, Kathy and Todd only have one song to sing from now on. The Jailhouse Rock. Good working with you.
All right, here's your evaluation. For evidence, you found everything there was to find. For hints, you used quite a few. And, at the end of the day, you followed the evidence to a clear conclusion. I can't argue with that. Well, you passed, but just barely. I'd like to see improvement before giving a higher mark. And by the way, thank you for all the new specimens you found for my collection. You're proving to be quite a talent. It's been a real pleasure hearing what my CSIs have to say about your work so far. That's why I'm handing you this case. A respected surgeon was brutally killed in his home earlier this evening. We've got only one witness, the victim's wife, a blind woman. Greg will shadow you on this one. Maybe he can learn something from you.
Hey, thanks for coming aboard. From what I hear, you are the CSI to be partnered with these days. So anyway, welcome to the crime scene. Grisly murder, Vic upstairs in the bedroom. The decor? Early spatter. And his wife Amita didn't see a thing, being as she's blind. But we can count on her other senses being keen. So we have to interview her right now, despite her understandable shock.
Hey, looks like you got everything under control. I'll see you back at the office.
Hey there, want a hint? Sure, I might be able to help. But remember, it'll count against you in your evaluation. The hint is ready in your case file. We're sorry to have to trouble you, Mrs. Banderit. We're with the Las Vegas Crime Lab. We understand you found your husband.
My husband, Riot, he was very tired because he worked so very hard. He often went to bed early. Tonight, he went to bed early. I do, actually. It was just before the BBC NewsHour on the radio. That would make it around 7. I often stay up to listen. They play international music after the news. That would make it just after 9 p.m. when I went upstairs. I entered the bedroom as always, and as always I spoke to him. He did not sleep deep, and would greet me when I joined him. But he did not answer, even when I raised my voice. I went to him and found the awful moisture. I knew it was blood almost at once. I could smell the blood. I had some moments of panic, and then I went to the phone and called 911, but I knew it was too late. His breathing, I could not hear it. Yes, I am blind, in both the practical and legal sense.
How well do you see?
I have basic light and dark sensitivity. I cannot see objects or shapes, so I must rely on my hearing. My ears have become my eyes. No, my ears were as blind to it as my eyes. You see, I did not like to disturb my husband. As I said, he was a light sleeper when he could get sleep at all, so I use headphones after he goes to bed. I did faintly detect footsteps on the stairs, but I thought those were my husband's. He would often come down for a drink of water, or perhaps to take sleep medication. I surely must have. I cannot be specific. I was almost immediately in a panic, and my memory is but a blur.
Your clothing shows no overt signs of bloodstain, Mrs. Banderit.
I do apologize for that. I know I have probably inadvertently hurt your evidence gathering, but I felt compelled to change, to wash my hands, so as not to sit and wait in my husband's blood. I do have the clothing for you.
Blood transfer fairly minimal on these clothes, consistent with her interview. Let's take a look at the scene. Dead or alive, I don't like touching insects. Grab it if you want. Grissom will appreciate it. I don't have any hints for you right now. Fairly small print. If it's the attackers, we may be looking for a female. Nice one. Almost missed it myself. How about you do your partner a favor and skip telling Grissom what I just said? Bloody fireplace poker, and my usage isn't British. Probably an impromptu weapon picked up here at the house. You're close. Try something similar. Way to be thorough. Looks like the area's clean. You know the saying, looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, must be a duck? Don't try that one out on Grissom. Looks like tea, smells like tea. Analyze it anyway. Height of the bloodstain indicates the attacker was short. 5'3", give or take. Definitely not a former NBA star. Massive bleeding from the head, spatter all around. Indicates blunt force trauma. Ceiling spatter is consistent with the blunt force object being swung back for another hard blow. Hey there, want a hint? Glad to help. The hint is ready in your case file. Hey there, want a hint? Glad to help. The hint is ready in your case file. I don't have any hints for you right now. Vic's blood on the fireplace poker. An object consistent with the ceiling's backspatter. Good bet we have our murder weapon. Missing a piece of the puzzle here, and the crime scene didn't give it up. Of course, the teacup could have been already chipped. You don't quite have a match there. Little details make all the difference when you're doing a comparison. When you're sure, ask me for a confirmation. You'll want a different tool for that. Nice catch. Let's see if we can flush out who drew a club in their poker hand. Those two don't match. Print belongs to another eye surgeon, a Darsh Dewan, on visa sponsored by the Vic for his medical practice. No current address, though. Those two don't match. Those two don't match.
I cannot be sure. Pryor usually locks up before going to bed, but as I say, he was especially tired. Perhaps he forgot. Such a thought is unthinkable. Pryor was a shining star in the Indian community, well liked by his peers, adored by his patients. He leaves a terrible void. It varies according to the brand. Typically, I wear a woman's size 8.
Mrs. Bandery, may we take your slippers for comparison purposes? We found a footprint on the stairs, and if it's not yours, might belong to an intruder.
You know I will do anything in my power to find the demon responsible.
This doesn't look like anything from inside the house.
Adarsh was my husband's junior partner at the medical practice. Very fond of him, Prayat was. Adarsh's parents were old family friends of Prayat's in India. Prayat sponsored his visa so he could come here and work.
Where is Mr. Dewan now? We have no address on him.
Odd as it may seem, neither do I. Mr. Dewan was in the process of finding a home. I believe he was living temporarily with friends, but I'm afraid I don't know where. I believe my husband mentioned Adarsh had purchased a truck. I don't remember any special model or, what is the word, make of the vehicle, and of course I have not seen it for myself.
Asphalt. Sticky bun fresh, too. Banderites are in a new housing development, newly paved roads, so there's the source. Asphalt's on top of the blood stain, meaning the slipper picked it up after stepping in blood. Can't rule out the missus, not just yet. She cops to being in the house all along. Not only that, a blind person knows his or her house better than a sighted occupant. Hey there, want a hint? Glad to help. The hint is ready in your case file.